sabotaging ourselves because we have a thought inside of our head that says, oh, nobody's going to take me seriously. Nobody's going to be really listening to me. And that can get in the way of us even speaking clearly because we have that thought in our head.
It's so true. And you want to like speak authentically, but you don't want to intimidate anybody. And it's a weird combination. But the minute you try to get into other people's head and try to see how are they going to see me, I think that's where you lose, honestly. Because I used to be that way a lot. Yeah. I mean, I sort of am that way still, but I was much more so that way. I controlled myself a lot more because I was so caught up in, like, people viewing me, viewing them, and things like that.
Yeah, that kind of, what do you call that?
You put two mirrors against each other.
Yeah, it's just a lot of projecting and confusion.
Yes.
Yeah. So one of the ways we can get, we had a training call this morning in Racial Justice from the Heart, and one of the things that I say to people, it's like, what is that thought? That thought that you have, it's like a sentence. And it could be, I suck. Or it could be, nobody's listening to me. Or I'm not really qualified. Or who am I kidding? There's some, thank you, Lucy, saying it's a circle. Cool. There's some thought that we have that can really undermine us. And while we can't be in charge of what other people out there are thinking, we can notice what's happening for us and decide, okay, I'm not going to think. It's not that I'm not going to think that. It's like I'm putting my attention over here.
Okay. I got a question for you about this.
Go ahead.
I'm glad you said it. I feel like people might be thinking this too. Maybe it's just me. But when it comes down to that, saying, okay, I'm going to direct my attention away from this thing. Mm-hmm. For me, when I do that, I feel like then I start to ignore the things that are wrong with me. Mm. And I see how when other people do that, the way it bothers me. Mm. I'm like, you don't see yourself acting this way in that type of sense. Mm-hmm. And I'm scared that people will see me as sort of like not self-aware or just sort of like, I mean, not projecting, but like putting in myself in their space and things like that. And I feel like I would so much rather be aware and like nitpicking at myself just so I know I can control the environment a little better. But then I'm like, who cares what people really perceive of it? But I do care.
Yeah, I mean, we live with each other, and when you're running for office, you do care. And when you're, when you go to work and you have to work with people, you care. When you go to, we care. So I guess when I'm thinking about self-awareness, it's like when you are aware that inside of you, you have a voice or a thought that sabotages you. It makes you ineffective. It makes you feel less confident. It makes you feel like you should just, go back under the bed or lie on a couch or hide in a closet. If you listen to that voice, if you start arguing with it, if you think, oh my God, maybe it's true, then you actually, you don't live into your purpose.
You know what? Imagine if AOC had listened to that voice.
Yeah.
Like, when you say something like that, it really gets me thinking, like, and maybe to some people she does come off as like, I don't even know the words they would use. Confident. Yeah, whatever. However it might be, oh, that little small girl who's messing up my business. Whatever it is, it's like, she's still doing her, and there's a thing I think about is like, there are people out there for everybody. When you're authentically yourself, the people come.
True. Your tribe will find you.
Exactly.
As long as you do have to ring your bell, though.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like,
you can't be like, I don't want to ring my bell.
Or you can't ring it and then go inside and be like, I don't know why y'all are here.
Sometimes I do that, honestly. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't handle it. But I really appreciate what you said, because what you were talking about is if you have an area of yourself, a tendency, a pattern that is destructive, you don't want to hide from it and pretend like it doesn't exist. I think that's what you're saying. You don't want to be not self-aware.
Yeah. Or people think that I don't know. Yeah.
But I think what's really important is to tune yourself. So you can tune yourself. You know how you tune an instrument? You can, I personally only play the piano. But, okay, vocally, you can sing in tune or you can sing all over the place. Right?
Yeah.
So are you going to tune yourself to the thought, I'm not good enough? Or are you going to tune yourself to the thought that I'm here to make a difference, or I'm here to be of service, or I'm here to stand for something that's important for everybody. See what I mean? Where are you tuning yourself?
Well, I want to ask you,